Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's the end of June and I thought you might enjoy a little walk around the garden with Eddie and I. We've had some rain overnight, so the garden is looking very fresh and beautiful. So thanks for joining me today on this little garden walk. We're here at the front south-facing garden and I'm so thrilled to see my first dahlia to bloom. She's so beautiful. I can't recall whether I pinched this one, but she seems to be growing so well, and I'm seeing some branching and multiple blooms. Just under the birch tree, I planted some zinnias. They're the Queen Lime series, and there's the matching zinnia on the other side that seemed to have gotten a little nibbled, so it has a cloche. I haven't noticed any blooms on it yet, but look at my beautiful Veronica and my Tchaikovsky rose that made a full recovery after all the winter dieback. There's a number of others dahlias that we planted together. There's Charles Darwin. It just finished blooming. And just yesterday, I finally planted my other Munstead wood lavender that I ordered from Barb's. Those over by the walkway were planted about 6 weeks ago, and they're just starting to bloom out, and I'm really hopeful that they will do well over the winter. And my container on the porch, planted with all sorts of beautiful annuals from seed. My coleus over there, we'll get a closer look later. And you can see that I had cut back a lot of my spirea. Eddie's just enjoying the little bit of shade that we have this morning in the front garden. There's Queen of Sweden on her second flush. This is Emily Bronte. She bloomed for the first time this year. Olivia Rose, also on her second bloom, second flush. This is Parfuma Madame Anisette. I am in here daily, but look at that. I still need to do some deadheading, so she continues to bloom. Summer Romance is quiet right now. And there's Arctic Blue. She seems to be a beautiful continuous bloomer. A little compact, but it's nice to have her here. And New Dawn. I have deadheaded her, but I need to get on a ladder and climb up the arbor to deadhead. And my zinnias growing between Quickfire Fab are looking nice. So soon, my Quickfire Fabs will be the first panicle hydrangeas to bloom in our hydrangea room. There's the Awakening Rose and my iris that never bloomed. I think I need to split her in the fall. And there's Boscabelle finishing up her first bloom. Tranquility. And my Rose of Sharon is about to bloom. My container from seed of nasturtium and petunias. My favorite salvia, Living Large Blue Sky salvia from Proven Winners. I love that salvia. And look at my Meyer lemon tree. It's made a nice recovery here on the patio, so I think she likes it here. I'm just coming back along the hydrangea room. All that chamomile I planted around the fruit trees. And these are quick fire hydrangeas. And our pear tree is showing some fruit for the first time. These are on their third or fourth year. Third year, I think. We planted them. Greg planted these early spring in 2022. It was so cold. But we're so excited to get these pears. I'm not sure if the kids have seen these yet. Every year they ask if we're going to get fruit. And finally this year we've got some fruit. We did get a couple cherries that we picked a few weeks ago at the nearby cherry tree. So coming along my cut flower garden, on the left there is David Austin's Harlow car, and I'm just noticing that she's not looking very well. I'm going to have to keep an eye on her. And the Happy Jack Clematis. I'm so thrilled with how continuous a bloomer she is. So here we are in our direct sowed bed full of filler flowers. My Bupleurum is doing beautifully, larkspur, and this mysterious plant that we were trying to ID yesterday. I am confident that this is a weed that I was watching carefully, but once it exploded into these ginormous soft leaves, I was confident those were weeds. So don't mind me as I just pull them out right now. Cosmos, salvia, ageratum, and nasturtiums are doing so well. And my zinnias, absolutely gorgeous. I actually did cut a couple of the ballerina zinnias and put them in an arrangement because we had company yesterday. They're so pretty. I just absolutely love this bed here full of filler flowers. The yellows and the purples and the reds and the whites. So yesterday I came in here and gave my snapdragons a Chelsea chop, really cut back a lot of them, hoping for another flush. And look at my beautiful sweet peas along here. Even though the rabbits like to snack on them, they made a nice recovery. And this is the Pilgrim David Austin rose. It's doing really well. Soon I'll remove that chicken wire and make a larger fencing area with chicken wire, so maybe I'll plant some sunflowers there. And we're getting a second flush with bloomerang lilacs. My rising sun red bud is looking a little better. I'm happy about that. It's a second bloomerang lilac. Forsythia in the corner there. Just walking along the trees. I'm really loving the size and beauty of this weeping cypress. Look at the sky. Look at the clouds. They're so beautiful. This is our Korean fir. The Black Hills spruce in the back there with Fat Albert. This is a Serbian spruce. Our little Norway spruces planted underneath our lilac tree. The beautiful mounds of dirt, the Black Hills, crabapple, and along the greenhouse, another Black Hills, and the Fat Albert to the left. And this is that bed that we dug out together with my Pinky Winky Prime that's really small right now, but will grow up to 9 feet, and my hedge of little limes getting ready to bloom. Can't wait. I'll show you that in the next video. And along here I have Some dahlias, there's turtle head, my little mini hydrangeas. So I've taken off the cloche on this one dahlia because it was just wanting to grow through. I love this little area right here. And my snapdragons from seeds, the greenhouse. I haven't seen the turtle head bloom yet. It's supposed to be a spring bloomer. And my Roseanne geranium that got eaten, I'm seeing tiny little leaves. And these are firelight tidbit hydrangeas. Another turtle head. And on this side, this is blue. This is the Amsonia string theory that blooms blue. And look at my 3 surviving Let's Dance Skyview. It's actually blue over here. Bluey lavender. The other 2 are quite a bit smaller. They had some dieback and they're looking a little bit pink. So we'll see what they come out. And yesterday I didn't get a chance to film it, but I did plant my second Princess Alexandra of Kent by David Austin rose here. I ordered this or got it from Barb, and it did have a little bit of powdery mildew because it was watered overhead and needs to be watered at the base, but I think I've got a handle on it now. And here are the containers we planted just a couple days ago. My mandavillas, and my container garden here on the patio. This is supposed to be my herb pot, but it's getting taken over. I have some chives, I have some sage, all from seed. Everything here is from seed. And these very small hydrangeas, the fresco cascading hydrangea, I'm hoping that it blooms this year. They're getting a little bigger. My petunias from seed, wild violet. This is the last of my violas from seed. I did give all 3 containers a little haircut and more fertilizer. And here is the 3rd mandavillas we planted together. The kitchen garden, just a look again at the cut flower garden. And these hostas that were chewed by the rabbits are making a recovery. And these are my 3 bloom struck hydrangeas that I've been treating with coffee grinds that are pink. So I don't think it's working to try and turn them blue with coffee grinds is the moral of that story. And just another look at the hydrangea room. And my twist and shout lace cap hydrangeas are blooming beautifully. I always wonder whether there's going to be a mallard duck nesting back there as she did last year. This is a wonderful spot with some shade. There are some seedlings of forget-me-nots on the ground there. I don't know if they'll bloom. And we're just coming around the dappled willow. My hostas. I love looking back at that view, even though the mounds of dirt are kind of distracting my beautiful view. Soon the house will be built though. These are my endless summer hydrangeas I planted in the first spring in 2022. My Bali hibiscus is ready to bloom soon. Nice buds on there. And look at the container we planted together. Those are my marigolds and gomphrena in the center. Those are from seed, and we planted those pink lemonade calabricoas and lemon coral sedum on the left there, and then the marigold's ready to pop. And look, the gomphrena from seed is blooming on this one. And we're back at the front walkway. Irises that finished blooming. I had some gomphrena planted here behind the geraniums and in between the Munstead lavender. Some of them got nibbled on, as you can tell. Those are my peonies that are finished. Kiss Me Kate is taking a little rest. There's one new bloom on it. And the containers, the urns we planted together with Dichondra Silver Falls, more Gomphrena. So over here, excuse me, I had some lavender that struggled. Only half of it bloomed this year and half was dead. So I finally have 5 Munstead lavenders planted along here. And that one in the corner on the left, it had a nest of rabbits underneath it. So I didn't pull it out because there's still some blooms, but I have gone in and planted right on the other side here. There's a Munstead. It's smaller, so I've just left it in there. But I do now have 5 Munstead lavenders planted. And that corner one, there's 3 that are problems that had some dieback. So we'll see if I need to pull them out. Let's take a look here at my second flush of Earth Angel, my rose. Just looking at the one dahlia that I had to cover with a cloche because the bunny had nibbled on it. It's making a comeback. So soon there'll be some blooms on these. So this is Earth Angel, at least her second flush. And look at how creamy she is in the middle as opposed to light pink. She's typically very soft pink in the middle. All of the Nepeta in this bed and Spireas recently got cut back so they can get their second flush in a few weeks. Looking at the containers on the front porch that we did together. I've got some marigolds in the center there, some ageratum, some petunias on the left, some pink calibrachoas. And I think I'm enjoying these urns. Here are those dried alliums we put in the center. And we're coming to the end of the video, just taking a nice look at the urns. The Gomphrena and ageratum are blooming. The Dichondra Silver Falls are draping nicely. And I'm so thrilled about Tchaikovsky that did die back in the early spring. There was such bad winter dieback, but it made a recovery. So I'm so thrilled that I still have one of my favorite older roses, 3-year-old roses, Tchaikovsky. It was always my most prolific rose. One of them died over in the long rose bed to the right, but this 3-year-old one, I'm so thrilled, made a comeback. So just taking a quick look along the side. This is behind the porch on the west side, the hydrangea room. One last look. And the looming dark clouds. New Dawn needs to get deadheaded so she can make a comeback. And here is my one example of coleus I planted from seed. This is Colossia Rose, I think, coleus from Baker Creek. I just did one little 4-pack, and that's a salvia in the center. Not sure if she will bloom. Keep wondering if I should add something in there, but I think they will fill out nicely. So I hope you enjoyed this little garden walk at the end of June. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. Enjoying this nice breezy, cool day we're having as opposed to yesterday's really warm, humid 93-degree day. I'm enjoying this day. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again next time.